Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. For the better part of the day, I was listening to President William Ruto because I knew two things were going to happen. Number one, he was going to launch several promises. Number two, he was going to defend his fallacies. And he didn't disappoint me. He launched several promises to Kenyans, and he defended his position after lying to us. Since William Ruto purports to be a Christian, I want to remind him, in the book of Ecclesiastes in the Bible, Solomon reckons that there is time for everything under the sun. A time to be born, a time to die. A time to be happy and a time to be sad. Unfortunately, William Ruto has chosen this time to make Kenyans very sad. After spending several years giving promises, I thought this is the time, or this would be the time, to sit down with its administration, or with his administration, to implement all the promises that he gave to Kenyans. But why am I speaking this way? There are two things that the president said that I really find very erroneous. Because anytime William Ruto speaks, we have to take with a pinch of salt what he is promising. Look at what he said. That we have to liberate Kenyans from reliance on transport that depends on petroleum. For this reason, we are rolling out an electric vehicle public transport system which will bring down the cost of transport significantly. He is telling us that in the next few months, he's going to roll out an electric public service vehicle that will reduce the cost of transport, knowing very well that he is planning to hasten or increase the prices of petroleum products. He knew that would form part of discussion on this Madaraka Day. So to confuse people, he's telling us that in the next few months, he will launch an electric public service vehicle. He didn't end there. He was talking to the Boda Boda because he knew very well people would be asking what he has for the Mama Mboga and the Boda Boda people. And this is what he gave to Mama Mboga. And I want to quote him, that I have some good news for my Boda Boda friends. By September, look, by September, we are developing a mechanism where you can get electric Boda Bodas that do not operate on petrol. The whole circus is around the petroleum products because he knows very well people were looking forward to listening to him how he's going to maneuver his case about the pending bill in parliament where he wants to add VAT, value added tax, on petroleum products that will result in increasing the high cost of living, the cost of production, the cost of transport and everything. But we can give it to him. He's a man full of promises. Why do I have a problem with the promises? Why can't I trust him? Wise men say that trust is earned. You cannot meet a person today and say that you trust them. After dealing with a person over time, you decide that I can now trust this man. We have dealt with President Ruto, and we've known him from time immemorial. Do you trust him? And I will tell you why I don't trust his promises. If you give me this one, President William Ruto promised us a cheap phone that he would, in the next few months, would produce about some phones that cost 5,000 Kenyan shillings. I'm still waiting for that phone. Then he promised us that he would give us liquefied gas that would cost 500 shillings, if I'm not wrong. When he was paying down later, I said he did not mean the liquefied gas, but he meant the container, Mtungi. Then he promised us that he would give us free Wi-Fi in the markets, in places, and I think most bloggers and content creators were very happy. We are still waiting for this. He said that within 100 days he would give us cheap unga. Even recently said that there is unga that costs 150 shillings. I went to the supermarket even today, and the umi, the one that had been hyped, no longer cost 150 shillings. It's about 200. And the information that we have is that most millers did not trust the government subsidy because they were allowed to import duty-free maize. They are dealing very cautiously with the government. Now, with all this, ladies and gentlemen, if he has promised all this and he is not realized, how then do we trust what he is telling us? Because let me tell you, our president should go to the Guinness Book of Record for lies that he has given us. In fact, so cunning is he that the other day I saw African presidents giving him a standing ovation for a speech well articulated. If it comes to oratory skills, when it comes to oratory skills and the art of public speaking, our president is number one. He can give you promises looking at your eyes without blinking. The only thing he can do when he's lying is giving you a fake smile. So today, in front of dignitaries, all the guests that were invited from Comoros to Senegal to all this, and in front of Kenyans on national TV, he lied again. Well, let me say this. He promised. Because one will ask, how do I know that he's lying? I think he's lying because he has lied before. And this is why I'm saying that there is a time for everything. But one would ask $1 million question. Why does he keep on lying to us? The answer is very simple. You and I have given him that golden opportunity, the leeway to lie to us. Because never once have we stopped him on his way and tell him, Mr. President, instead of promising some more, kindly implement the ones that you promised. We have given him that opportunity. Because you can lie to some people sometimes, but you can't lie to all the people all the time. You can only lie to them if they give you that chance. Number two, his people will always defend him because our politics is engraved on tribalism. You will know that someone is lying, but because he's your tribesman, you will always defend them. And this is the reason why we are languishing in abject poverty, because we cannot listen to any alternative voice if that person is not ours. He really defended today why people voted for him, and he said people voted for him because he had an articulated policy that would liberate Kenyans from economic sabotage, economic slavery. And he believes from where he sits that launching a hustlers fund for the circles and groups is one thing, maybe a good step forward. But is it enough? Because he really defended saying that his economic liberation is on course. He told off the opposition that instead of looking for the server, they should know that Kenyans voted for him, period. He has studied the Kenyan politics and of course the African politics. You will lie to people in public knowing very well that they will defend you. To date, there are hustlers who are saying that the cost of living is just too high. But if Raila Odinga tells them to go to the street to fight for their own rights, then they will turn back and say no. In other words, they so believe that Raila is bad, so much that even when he's speaking sense to them, just because he's Raila, then they will not take what he's telling them. And so, another lie today, and do you think, or does it make sense that there are some border people are waiting for an electric border? Are we going to even waste time waiting for the electric bus? Anajaza kikapu la uongo. That is what he's doing. He's adding more. And you know what? He succeeded. Why? he knew very well the conversation about the taxes on fuel would come. So after saying that he would be launching an electric boda and electric public service vehicles, he now defended why he would impose taxes. And so, ladies and gentlemen, it is upon you and I to scrutinize the lines. It is upon you and I to ensure that when someone is campaigning, we should take with a pinch of salt what they are telling us. Politicians are just politicians. They will lie when they want our votes. That is what they will do. No one is forced on an election day to go and vote a particular candidate. No one is forced. We have the choice. Because during the last elections, we had got two choices. The Azimio and the Kenya Kwanza. Some people voted for him. And they are still listening to him. Ole wetu, nani alituroga. What is wrong with us? Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot do the same thing all the times expecting a change. We need to change, and the change begins with I and you. Let us scrutinize our politicians from the MCA to the president. I don't know what to think, but that is my take.